to thank Jerry Falwell Jr. again for allowing us to have this building. Again, we're going to be in and out of here as far as practicing in our indoor facility. We're in our practice field and indoor, just kind of using both fields for our offense and defense. And I thought some things were pretty good today. I think the one guy that maybe stood out, did come out here and did a great job the first day, was really our kicker. Alex Proberg was pretty good there on his field goals and during the beginning of the practice, also in the middle of the practice, and even at the end of the practice. So he was definitely somebody that stood out. We had a lot of other guys stood out there, offensive line, defensive line, and so on and so forth. And we got to continue to get better. The first day, the great thing I like about it is I got a chance to see all my sons again. That's kind of the way I see them. They're all my sons. We got 93, 95 guys are here today, and we look forward to continuing to get better. We got a long way to go, but I feel good about this team as we move forward. And we got to keep working hard. So our fans, get ready. I hope you can continue to go buy some tickets and come on out and get ready to see the Flames here in 2017.
Coach, one of those players who's contributed the last 2 years, Zach Parker, is no longer listed on the roster. Can you get some tape?
He decided to quit and move on. Simple as that.
Who are guys that you're looking to fill in? He was valuable at the slot receiver with his ability to be a possession receiver. Are there guys that you're wanting to step up opposite what B.J. Farrow and Antonio Gandy-Bolden are doing?
Oh, I think got Damon King will be one guy. Cephas Reddick, a walk-on receiver that's really come on pretty strong there. I think those two guys will be at the top of the list at this point. But again, we'll be out plenty of guys coming in. We got a DJ Stubbs, a young guy that's a true freshman coming in. He'll be in the mix, and we'll see what happens.
Coach, what would you say are your concerns coming into this year, or maybe question marks coming into this year?
Well, I think if I had the biggest thing is just our whole staff, including our players, is just trying to stay a little healthier. Again, we can't control that totally, but trying to do some things there in our practices, doing some things there in our conditioning, doing some things in our workouts where we can limit some of those things of that nature. You're going to have it, but if I had to say, that would be the first thing. And then all the other things is just trying to, an offensive line where we can have a steady maybe 6 to 7 guys that are pretty much rotating in, and we got a pretty good group that can do that. I think we have the potential for that, but we'll see how that materializes as we continue to practice and all that. So I think the O-line, D-line, getting some depth, be another situation there as far as that goes, and then in a safety spot. But I think we got the capable players. We just got to find out who they are and who's going to be right at the top.
Where do you see some of the key position battles being at this year?
Well, I think O-line will be start of it. There's no question from that standpoint. O-line and D-line will be some battles going on. There's receiver spots, running back. There's going to be some guys that will be competing. So we got a lot of competition pretty much at all positions, to be honest with you. There's not a whole lot of positions where you can sit here and say that there's not somebody that can come in and compete for a starting job. So that's what we have told them. Come in and compete. We'll play the best guy that can be able to help us to be successful on the football field, and those also can help us successful on and off the field on a consistent basis.
Late last week, it was announced Liberty's going to play Virginia Tech and Old Dominion extended series at the FBS level. Is that something you're pleased to see with the addition of in-state schools, especially rivalries that you can establish?
Oh, I'm excited about it. I wish we had a situation where we play in Old Dominion maybe 10 years straight, just going over there on the beach, and they come in here just a home and home type of deal. We're not able to fit that schedule because their scheduling has already had been made. But I'm excited about the Virginia Tech too. You're kind of going on the East Coast side of it, if you want to call it the state of Virginia, and then we're heading on the western part of the state of Virginia. So here we are right in the central. So I think that's a great thing for all college football fans in itself. And then fans on both sides as far as Old Dominion, Virginia Tech, and our Liberty fans, which I know they're going to come out in groves when we play even at their place. So I'm excited about it.
With the pending FBS move, you had mentioned possibly increasing the scholarships for this year. Do you have a final scholarship number for the season?
Yeah, I think we're going to be right around 75 here as far as into this season, for as a total. We could be right around 75, 76, and we're about 1 or 2 people we're trying to see if they fit here in the next week or two, and we'll see what happens, but we'll be right around that number when we have our first ball game.
Let's talk a little bit about Josh Washington signing with the Ravens.
I'm excited for him. I think it's a great fit for him. Again, anytime you have a player of his caliber, and really any player from Liberty University have an opportunity to compete at the NFL level, that's exciting. Again, it gives us exposure to Liberty University. I'm excited for him to go out and compete and give him an opportunity to see what he can do, and I think he can still play at that level. He just got to get at the right place, the right time, and give him a great opportunity. So I'm thrilled.
Got some newcomers on this team you're expecting some early contributions from?
I think in the D-line aspect of it, I think that's an area where we are trying to get a few more people there as far as being able to help us out and getting depth. We'll see how it all materializes from that point of view. Receiver-wise, I think the tight end spots, Jerome Jackson there, Fidel Obathan, I think those two guys will have a great opportunity to play. We're definitely going to play one of them. We may play them both. We'll see how that all goes. But I'd say those two positions right away will be definitely some position that we have people that can play.
Anything different that you're doing in camp this year, schedule-wise, workout-wise, preparation-wise?
Well, I think part of the scheduling get kind of tossed on us because it's one day that we have to give them a day off. We're going to choose Sunday to be a full day off, where the only thing that we can do is we'll have a team chapel. So that's a little different. And usually what I've done on Sundays is really have a special teams day. I just kind of really just had a walkthrough or maybe a 30-minute light practice, but now I can't even do that. So that's made us change a little bit on some of the things we got to do and adjust our schedule to make sure I'll be able to get that in with our players. So otherwise, I think the other thing, obviously, being here in our great indoor facility, adjusting there. We'll be most of the time outside, but we'll be inside here too, just mixing it up a little bit and making sure our guys are doing well and those type of things of that nature. So I think I'm ready to be cognizant of where we're at physically and for us injury-wise, trying to minimize some of those things. So I may make some adjustments on a day-to-day basis where I may cut 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or go a little bit longer. It just depends on how I see our actual players feeling. So I'm very, very conscious of that. With our staff going to be monitoring some of our players and different things of that nature.
Coach, are Hickson and Mosley your top two running backs, and at this point does one have an edge over the other?
No, I mean, they both competing for the job. They're going to both play. I can definitely state that at this point in time. We'll see who starts, who doesn't, and all that as time goes. So I think we got those two guys, and there'll be some other guys that can get in the mix there. We got Mitchell Lewis there coming in, Contori Matthews, another young guy. We got Frank Boyd also, so there'll be another one or two guys that'll be competing for some jobs. And again, if they can help us to be successful, we'll play them.
Are you pleased with where
we got a lot of work in the spring?
Who is that again?
Frankie. There were some guys banged up at that position. You got a lot of work in the spring and kind of emerged. Can you just speak to the work that he's put in? Obviously, in the intangibles too, being coach's son and so forth.
Yeah, Frankie Hickson, very, very tough young man, very, very good quickness, good speed. Again, he's just a redshirt freshman, a redshirt sophomore now. This year, 3 years left to play, and we're excited to have him on our team. I think he's going to be a big, impactful guy, so I'm excited about him. And he's worked hard. He's a hard worker, dedicated guy. He wants to do the best. He always wanting more and more and more and wanting to learn. So when you have that kind of intangibles, then I think you're going to have plus he has the skills, but he had the other intangibles that you look for, and I love what he's about.
Are you pleased with where Buckshot is physically and mentally on the first day of camp?
I'm excited about him physically. He's getting around that 190, 195. We hope that that's where he'll be maybe when we start our first ball game. Again, that's 20-some pounds more than he was when he first got here. So I'm very, very pleased in that. He looks sharp. I like his physical build. He's definitely spinning the ball very, very well for the first day, and I just hope he continues to continue to be accurate. That's what we talked about. He's been an accurate passer even last year, but I want to even intensify that for him, and I'm going to really, really be stickler on him as far as his accuracy wherever the ball he's thrown to all of our players in our practices.